In Korea, a Hyundai Genesis is a status symbol. In Australia, a Mercedes Benz, BMW or Audi would be the cars of choice. This is because in Australia, having a Hyundai in the driveway means the opposite. The Korean car maker has made its name off affordable and reliable small hatches and not large luxury sedans. But with the launch of this, the all-new Genesis, Hyundai hopes to change people's perceptions of the brand. In a unique marketing stunt, Hyundai has put its money where its mouth is, with prospective customers invited to participate in a Pepsi taste test style challenge. The Genesis and both a Mercedes Benz E-Class and a BMW 5 Series are on display, and customers were given the opportunity to test drive all cars back to back. It's a clever move, as the new Genesis stacks up well against its rivals, helped firstly by a sticker price of just $60,000 for the very well equipped base model, and it maxes out at $82,000 for the top spec. When you sit inside the Genesis, it has all the trimmings of a luxury car. There's an abundance of leather and the typical wood grain highlights. It's classy and there's a good attention to detail. Hyundai has clearly spent some time and effort on making sure that the materials, the fit and finish, the design and the layout are what you'd expect from this type of car. The Genesis has a luxury feel. It's the simple things, like the soft close covers over the storage compartments, the Genesis puddle lamps, and the analogue clock has GPS tracking so it knows what time zone you're in and adjusts itself accordingly. There's loads of space in the front and the rear, which is particularly important if you're going to use the Genesis as a hire car. The sound system is amazing, but don't just take my word for it. Lexicon actually won a Grammy Award for this system. The exterior styling represents Hyundai's new design language, and it certainly is a head-turner. With its Aston Martin-style face, Bentley-esque winged badge on the bonnet, and BMW 5 Series side profile, it's probably not surprising. There is only one Hyundai badge on the entire car, and it's located on the boot lid. On the road, the quietness of the cabin is truly impressive. We are driving the top spec model, which does mean it's fitted with specially soundproofing glass. However, we did drive other models on the launch, and they are also very quiet inside. The ride is tuned for comfort, as you would expect from this type of car. This particular model is fitted with the larger 19-inch rims, which does detract slightly from the overall comfort. The 18-inch rims we drove on launch are definitely the preferred choice. The larger rims don't make the ride uncomfortable, but you do feel more of the bumps and corrugations. So the only downside to driving the Genesis is the ultra-sensitive lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring and crash avoidance systems. In other cars that I've driven, they're a lot more refined. In this instance, I found them more distracting than helpful. The only engine available in Australia is a 3.8 litre V6, which is matched to Hyundai's 8-speed automatic gearbox. On real-world fuel consumption tests on our dedicated city and highway loops, the Genesis performed better than the claimed 11.2 litres per 100 k's, with a combined average of 10.1. It may weigh 2 tonnes, but the Genesis is certainly no slouch on the open road. Over the 600 odd k's I spent behind the wheel, the V6 was rarely challenged. The gear changes feel seamless, but when you put your foot down on the freeway, it takes a moment or two to find the right gear. Put your foot firmly on the throttle and the V6 emits a lovely engine note. It really reminds you that there's some serious grunt under the bonnet. While it's no sports car, it's not meant to be. The Genesis struggles to mask its hefty weight around bends, particularly on mid-corner bumps, and its body control is not quite on par with its German rivals, but it's more than capable. The Genesis is equipped with all the bells and whistles you'd expect to find on a luxury car, and that little bit more. Of note, electronic safety systems that include autonomous emergency braking, meaning the car applies the brakes automatically if it determines you are going to crash. The Genesis achieved the highest ever safety score in ANCAP crash tests with a score of 36.88 out of a possible 37. Genesis also comes back with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, which includes free scheduled servicing for the first 5 years. Yes, you don't pay anything for 5 years, and 5 years roadside assistance. When you add it all up, the Genesis really is a worthy contender, and it should redefine the bottom end of the luxury car market. It's great value for money and has the features you'd expect from cars worth almost double the price. And if you really want the best of both worlds, well, you'd buy a Genesis and a 3 Series or a C-Class with your change.